craziest experience of my life. Seriously, like, not even kidding you. That was one of the wildest experiences of my life. I have some videos that I'm gonna like literally just show on the screen. Like, I'm gonna put my phone up to the screen because I can't cut the audio, so I need to be able to show you guys. Because genuinely, like, you're not gonna believe some of the stuff. So I go in, I meet the girls that I'm supposed to meet at the show, and I met the girl at one of the other shows, and she's awesome. I love her to death. So like, that was fine. And we stand in line for like, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe. Like, it wasn't long at all. We go inside, and excuse me, I'm filming this at 2 a.m. We go inside, and it was a really like mild at the beginning, which was crazy, right? So we stand for like, I don't know, 40 minutes or so for the show to start. There were 2 openers, and I'm gonna be so honest, I don't know either one of them. I don't know their names, I don't know anything about them, and the music was okay. But as soon as that first artist started performing, you guys, there was a mosh that formed immediately. People were pushing and shoving and all over each other. I mean, it was the craziest thing you've ever seen, right? And like, I've been to rap concerts before. I went to Denzel Curry before, and that was crazy. But you could go on the outskirts, still see the performance, and also like not be a part of the mosh. And I think a lot of that was because at Denzel Curry's show, everything was mosh except the people standing on the outskirts, right? So like, I was prepared for the mosh to be the entire pit, but it wasn't. So they start moshing and they start shoving us around and stuff, and one of the girls was like, I want to go to the back, like, I don't want to do this, because it was not sold out. And one of the girls was like, I don't want to do this, like, I want to go in, I want to whatever. And I thought it was really funny. Like, I respect it. Excuse me. But I also thought it was super funny. Cause like I expected the mosh part, right? I literally get thrown into this poor guy that like doesn't know me at all, right? And then it gets so crazy. Like, in the like second opener, that there are guys around us literally protecting us because there are people throwing stuff. I got a drink thrown on me, like a water. Like, they have liquid death, like canned water. I got like an entire can of that poured on me because somebody was like throwing stuff and everything. Crazy. But let me see if I can get pull up a video. Okay, so this was one of the guys from the injury, like from the beginning performance, and it was kind of dead in the beginning, to be completely honest. He was one of the openers, and there were people that knew him, but as you can tell, it was very central to where he was standing. Like, it wasn't a whole lot of people outside of like where he was, right? So that was kind of dead. And then he like wanted everyone to split the middle, right? And when they did, this is the floor. First of all, it's already covered in liquid, right? And look, what you'll notice is the moshers have one very, 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 very common thing. They're all white guys, pretty much. And like, that's no tea and no shade or anything, but I just thought it was funny. So this is the other opener. And again, I'm so sorry I don't know their names. The sets were kind of dead, low-key, which is kind of unfortunate, but so we go through the 2 openers, and then it's finally time. Is it 9 o'clock at this point? Probably, when they stop performing. And then we go, and I'm thinking like, it's not that big of a deal, like, whatever. So there's a break for them to like set up for the Little Skies part. And then this is the part where I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm getting ready to be like lit. I love Little Skies. I've been listening to his music for like about a year, and I'm obsessed with him. I honest to God think he's a really good rapper. And I know, like, oh, of sense. So I obviously can't show you the audio or like let you listen to the audio because it's so loud, but he comes out and he is the star of the fucking show, bro. His stage presence was undamn real. He was crazy. It was unreal. He did such a good job, and honestly, it was so good. I love this clip so much. It's such a good clip. Oh my god, I use this in a TikTok video, where I put the song bass behind it. But I mean, look at all these people. Like, it was crazy, but it wasn't even a sold out show. But behind us, there were still a lot of people, but it wasn't as cramped as what was in front of us. Now, I could show you more clips, and I could do all that, but what I am gonna tell you is the craziest part for me was there was like the people, like watching people, because in the openers, like, you get to people watch because you don't know the songs and stuff, so like just people watch, right? So one time, like, the entire crowd gets like shoved backwards from the inertia of this one girl screaming in this guy's face and shoving him with both hands like that, and the entire crowd, he falls into the people behind him, and it domino effects into the back of the crowd, and people are literally being like catapulted backwards, like it literally like a movie, just because this guy had been hitting on her like the entire time. And to be fair, like, originally I think she was kind of entertaining him, but then like she got kind of sick of it, and I think he got pushed, or he took advantage of everybody pushing, and he was behind her originally and was just like oppressed, like he was glued to this girl, like he was like this, right? Like his whole body was like pressed up against this girl, and I think she was okay with it for a little while until she got just sick of it, and then she had enough. I think he might have like tried to cop a feel up the front or something, because she turns around and just screams at the top of her lungs, louder than the guy with the microphone, "Fucking get away from me," and just screams that, and then takes her hands and just shoves this man backwards, and he goes flying backwards. It's actually hilarious, because like there's nothing stronger than the power of like female rage. Like I love it. I was all for it. And she turns back around, like literally 180s, and goes back to standing at the barricade, and it's just like she just living her friggin' life. She didn't care. And then, so like once the crowd recovered, because like it took a while for everybody to kind of like settle back, then, oh my god, giving myself ASMR, put myself to sleep, good lord. Then this guy, I thought there was gonna be like a fight. We get pushed from another angle, and this guy comes, and he's like screaming near us, and he's like, don't fucking touch me, like he's going crazy, right? And we're like, oh my god, I'm literally standing there, I'm like, holy shit. And this guy's like, get the fuck out of my face. This is a different guy. Get the fuck out of my face, don't fucking touch me, blah blah blah, whatever. They're going in on each other. we were pushed like really far back, that some other guys had to lit one guy. He literally had his girlfriend in front of him, and he was a good guy because he literally was like tethered to his girlfriend. Like he literally kept one hand on her hip the entire time they were like moshing and everything. And he told one of my friends, he was like, you know, well, like I'll put you guys in this on the side, so you're not like on the side of the center basically, so you're not gonna be like jumped on anymore. So there was a guy that was kind of like with us, not like with us, but like with us. Like he kind of stayed around us or whatever. So he told the guy, he's like, thanks man, whatever, blah blah. And the guy, not the guy that was with us, but the other guy, pushes us in like this like ravine kind of deal where it was like there was like the mosh, them, and then like us, but we were kind of protected so that we weren't getting like really really hard shoved, because one of my friends has asthma and it was just a lot for her to be in the middle of that. So that's what we did, and that's where we stood, and the guy that was with us was standing, because I was like the one furthest out towards the mosh, and so he was standing beside me trying to like help not have anybody mosh like on us. I didn't really care, I was okay with being jumped on, but there was a girl that was with us who was really really small, like she's really short, and we were afraid that she would get hurt. So that was crazy, and there were a lot of really really nice people. Like we met some really nice people, and genuinely just like a really fun time. But it was honest to God crazy as could be, because like where the crowd was just wild to me. Like it was like the way the crowd was, like there was I guess they've added this. I didn't remember them having it prior to this, but maybe I'm just new. But both times they've had like this little section that is completely barricaded off, and it's reserved for handicap, so it's like chairs or like empty space, so you could put like your wheelchair in there or whatever. But you literally, it's like, I don't know, 6 to 8 seats and a couple of empty spaces in between where it's quite literally handicap reserved, which I think is nice. So, but because of that, it obviously takes up space of the like floor, and it kind of is in like a main part, which is kind of unfortunate, but like good for them. So there were people in front of that, there were people all along that, and it kind of split the crowd into like, I don't know, like 90% and 10%. But every time I would look over, those people were going hard, bro. There was nobody in the handicap section, but there was one guy who got up on the barricade. It was just like a metal like fence, you could like move. It wasn't even like fencing, it was like a metal barricade that like had like slats in it, and you literally like, it was flimsy, like you couldn't lean on it, it would fall. And this guy was like standing on it, like basically, and then I think he got yelled at by security. But I was just like, that's a crazy thing to do, because like I couldn't even lean on it but without it like wiggling, and I was terrified it was gonna fall over. But yeah, that was a crazy crazy time. I was jumping around and all kinds of stuff. He seems like a really really genuinely nice guy, like he seems really genuine, which is really cool. It's nice to kind of see that kind of atmosphere. And then the people that were there were, or seemed to be, pretty considerate of others, which I've kind of noticed isn't that common at rap shows all that much. People are kind of just about their own normally, and it was kind of refreshing to see people genuinely being kind, because there were people that were like genuinely trying to protect us and other girls. There were people like, because there were a lot of women in the crowd, like genuinely there were a lot of girls, and like there were people who like were talking to the girls, and not in like a creepy way, like they were just talking like, hey, how are you, whatever. But there were some freaks. Oh my god, I cannot believe I didn't start with this. So before the show started, we were like third row, like there were like two rows of guys in front of us. So there was this guy at the front, and he was talking crazy, so crazy that another guy beside me turns and goes, are you hearing this? And I'm literally like, yes. And me and my friend are talking about it. And literally this guy's like talking about threesomes. And he's talking about like, there was like, I don't know, 4 guys up there, but only like 2 girls or 3 girls. And they're like, you know, there's not enough of you for all of us. So like maybe we could like share you or something. Like it was just creepy. And the girls didn't seem creeped out, which was good, I guess. Like they seemed interested, which was nice. I mean, it wasn't like he was like being pervy, but like, well, he was being pervy, but they seemed interested in him being pervy. That sounded weird, but you know what I'm saying. Because like I was kind of like, I hope this isn't like an unwarranted conversation that like a guy is just talking all this crazy shit to this girl and she's like not interested. But she seemed like genuinely like, not even like, normally girls can kind of tell when girls are bullshitting, but like it wasn't even like that. Like she was literally like, oh yeah, like, you know, we'll have to just see where that goes. Like she genuinely was like flirting back, which was good because otherwise I would have been very uncomfortable. And the guy's like, you got a man? And he's just like, no, why? Or something like that. Like she was very flirty back, which like I was like, get your man, queen, do your thing. But he was thirsting hard. Homeboy needed a beverage immediately. Like it's been a while since I've seen that many thirsty men in a crowd before. Cause like that was crazy. More importantly, all these men with these X's on the back of their hand, bro. Nah, dude. Wow. Every single one. I was looking at guys or whatever. Not looking like that, but one of my friends would be like, look at this guy, whatever. And like, I'd look over and I'd be like, girl, that guy has an X on his hand, which means he is under 21. No ma'am. No ma'am. And bitch got a wham. He's got a wham. But like, I was literally like, oh my god, like what is going on? Like there was a plethora of men that were like, had to be like 19. I was like, what the hell? I don't understand. Some of them I think were genuinely younger than 19. Like I think there were some that were under the age of 18. Weirdest thing to me. I mean, like, not you being under 18, you can't help that, but it was weird to me because I wouldn't have pinpointed him as somebody. If you're under 18, it means you weren't born until after, or 2005 or after. I didn't really picture him catering to that crowd much, but I don't know, maybe that's just my ignorance, but I just thought he was like, genuinely, like I thought like, I was kind of expecting the youngest person to be like 20, and there were guys that were definitely not 20, but it was honestly a great show. He put on a fantastic show. One thing I would say is like, because not a whole lot of people, or genuinely very few people knew about the openers, it seemed like a really long time. And there was one guy, the guy before Little Skies comes on, he was like, y'all want one more song before Little Skies comes out? And the girl beside me goes, no, we're good. And I kind of agreed. His music, I'm not one to say that like, oh, all rap songs sound the same, or all country music sounds the same, or all this sounds the same, because like it doesn't. It's kind of a close-minded music taste. I think if you say like, all this one specific genre sounds exactly the same, like that's just ignorant, because like individually artists are gonna sound different because they're different voices, they're different people, but like his music sounded exactly the same. And a lot of it, like you couldn't even pick up what he was saying. Like it wasn't like you could make it out. Like there was nothing, like no part of it that was like, I was like, what is going on? Somebody came up to me afterwards while I was standing at the bar, and this guy's like, excuse me. I was like, yeah, of course, what's up? He's like, do you know the name of any of either one of the openers that just finished? And I was like, sorry, I have literally no idea. And he's like, could you name any of the songs? And I was like, oh, are you with them or something? And he's like, no, we're just curious. And I was like, no, I have no idea what the names of any of the songs were. And he was like, okay, thanks. And he walks back over to his group of friends, and they were talking, and in my head I'm like, this guy has to be like with the show, right? He was just some random dude. They were just, I guess they were like taking like a small poll or something. But like I genuinely Oh,